Two words, I can't believe I'm saying them today. Donald Trump delivered. And here's why I can't believe I'm saying this. You know, I've...
Three words, technically. Just want to make that.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Trump delivered. Sorry. I'm not good with math. The reason why I say I can't believe it is, I've said I'm going to call him out when he's wrong. I'm going to call him as I see him. And I'll praise him when he was right. There's no way in hell. I think I'm on record saying there's no way in hell he's going to do any of this with Israel. He did it. He formally recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and vowed to move the U.S. Embassy to the holy city of Jerusalem.
Through all of these years, presidents representing the United States have declined to officially recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital. In fact, we have declined to acknowledge any Israeli capital at all. But today we finally acknowledge the obvious, that Jerusalem is Israel's capital. This is nothing more or less than a recognition of reality. It is also the right thing to do. It's something that has to be done.
It's going to end the same way as the Ronald Reagan thing did, either in horrific flames of fire or really good things. Ronald Reagan stepped to the plate and said, this is an evil empire. It needs to be destroyed. That was a pretty brave and bold statement to make and very controversial. This is the same kind of statement. Very brave move, one that he's going to be praised for and vilified for. I'm glad he did it. Now, dash of skepticism. It really means nothing more than the Bear Ears Memorial that Obama set up if he doesn't actually move the embassy. He's got to move the embassy because otherwise the next president can come in and go, I don't know what he was crazy. So you got to move the embassy and you got to move it before he's out of office, which, I mean, God knows it could be another 6 years. It could be tomorrow. We don't know. So he's got to move the embassy. But as of yesterday, I stand corrected, and I'm happy to have been wrong on this one. I think the most effective and best tweet the president has ever tweeted has arrived just in time for Christmas. This is a tweet that he tweeted about Jerusalem, and it is a string of all the presidents saying, I'm going to, and yet they didn't. Listen.
Jerusalem is still the capital of Israel and must remain an undivided city.
1992.
As soon as I take office, I will begin the process of moving the United States ambassador to the city of Israel as chosen as its capital.
I continue to say that Jerusalem will be the capital of Israel, and I have said that before, and I will say it again.
And Jerusalem will remain the capital of Israel, and it must remain undivided.
We will move the American embassy to the eternal capital of the Jewish people, Jerusalem. Therefore, I have determined that it is time to officially recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. While previous presidents have made this a major campaign promise, they failed to deliver. Today, I am delivering.
Hello? That is an effective tweet.
Yeah.
That's a good tweet. Mm-hmm. No sad, no pathetic, no failing. That's a great tweet. That's how you use Twitter, Mr. President. However, there's a lot of naysayers now on, of course, on Jerusalem being the capital. There's a whole string of them that are just good eating for a Friday.
But, also some real praise. I mean, from world leaders. I mean, Netanyahu, you heard his comments at all? Did you hear any of this?
Yeah, he was kind of, I mean, it kind of felt like, whoa.
Wait, you're really doing it this time?
Thank you.
This is his speech from the other day.
We're profoundly grateful for the president for his courageous and just decision to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel and to prepare for the opening of the U.S. Embassy here. This decision reflects the president's commitment to an ancient but enduring truth, to fulfilling his promises, and to advancing peace. The president's decision is an important step towards peace, for there is no peace that doesn't include Jerusalem as the capital of the state of Israel. I call on all countries that seek peace to join the United States in recognizing Jerusalem as Israel's capital and to move their embassies here.
Wow.
I share President Trump's commitment to advancing peace between Israel and all of our neighbors, including the Palestinians. This has been our goal from Israel's first day, and we will continue to work with the President and his team to make that dream of peace come true.
Fantastic.
I also want to make clear there will be no change whatsoever to the status quo at the holy sites. Israel will always ensure freedom of worship for Jews, Christians, and Muslims alike.
This is, I mean, nobody else has done that. If you were a Jew or a Christian, you were not going to the holy sites prior to Israel having control of Jerusalem. I mean, I've wanted to go onto the Temple Mount a million times. I'm not welcome on the Temple Mount. It would cause a scene, I was told, and so I'm not welcome on the Temple Mount. You couldn't do that before. Now, because Israel has control of all of the holy sites, they protect them, they guard them, and they keep them open for everybody, which I think is tremendous. Okay, now can we go to Joe Scarborough? We're just going to recap the week on this. Here's Joe Scarborough on MSNBC and his view of what the president did with Jerusalem.
If you look at the warnings from the State Department and you talk to any diplomat, it makes everything we do in the Middle East all that more difficult. And like across the world.
That. Yeah. Okay. The problem with this is Joe Scarborough. He was he was a congressman.
Not in 1995.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he didn't vote on the bill that was going to move the capital to Jerusalem. He did. Well, he didn't. It had nothing to do with moving the embassy, of course.
Yeah, it did.
It really, but he voted against it. Obviously, you could hear.
No, he voted for it.
Oh.
That's the only problem here is you were so excited about it.
Yeah, it's all run-of-the-mill MSNBC commentary on this issue, right? It's not like he went crazy there. He's saying what every Democrat is saying about this move. You can't do this move because it's going to inflame things in the Middle East, and all those terrorists will get so upset about at us because right now they're just so docile, but they may be upset at the move of that capital.
That's why the Democrats are not saying that they should move against the neo-Nazis or anybody else in our society that might be angered by some of their moves. Neo-Nazis, they're leaving alone. Of course, the Tea Party, they're like, hey, let's respect their rights. Let's respect them. There's no Democrat that is saying, I don't care what they say, just jam it down their throat.
No. Good. I'm glad we covered that.
Good. Now, there's one more, and Stu, I want you to refresh my memory. While you're listening to this, try to remember a segment on this program with this host.
Okay.
And what this host told me about religion. Here's Chris Matthews about Jerusalem and blame it on the Christians.
By the way, deaths are coming now because of this. You can just bet in the next few weeks we're going to have hell to pay for this totally erratic decision by this president. Every party that's had the White House since 48 has recognized you have to be careful over there. And I lived over there right up the Damascus Gate, right where that picture was. And I had to tell you, everything is intricate over there. Bethlehem is intricate with the Armenian church and the Catholic church. Everything is intricate. The guys with the ultra religious people and the Jewish community and the Arab call to prayer, it's all intermingled and intricately combined. And to mess that up now makes no sense for anybody to do that. It's not in America's interests. Don't think this isn't related to Alabama next week. It is related because it's the Christian evangelicals down there with their crazy ideas about Israel, which is, I don't know, mythical. They don't understand the situation over there and how tricky it is ethnically and tribally. They don't care because it's a religious belief. Trump's playing to that this week.
Hang on just a second. So it is the Christians that did this because of their, quote, mystical belief around Jerusalem.
So dismissive of religion is that Chris Matthews.
Okay, hang on just a second. So is there any, surely the Arabs don't have a mystical belief around Jerusalem.
No faiths do. No faiths see.
The Jews don't.
No,
it's not like a invisible God talked to Abraham on that particular space. Or that Muhammad was riding his horse and his horse leapt off the rock into heaven. There's no mythical belief there, right? It's just the evangelical Christians in Alabama that made this happen.
And I think the eternal capital of Jerusalem is all about the special election in Alabama. Has been since 48.
Yeah,
has been since the beginning of time.
Yeah,
it all came down to this whole Roy Moore election.
It's totally erratic. You know, having the president have to sign a wait, I've got to go to the bathroom order every 6 months to stop the law from being enacted and moving the embassy. It's totally erratic for him now.
Totally erratic of a president to wait 22 years after a law is passed
to do it,
to actually go through with the law.
So now I want to ask you, Stu, try to recall Chris Matthews, because he's like those Christians with their mythical beliefs.
Is he mythical or mystical? Whatever it was.
Yeah, mystical. Mystical beliefs.
Very dismissive of Christianity and faith. This is a clip from, and I'm always, every time, this has happened several times, from 2003. 2003. So it's been a while, not as long as you go back to the passing of the bill about Israel. So it's not back to 1995, just back to 2003. A very young Glenn Beck on the air with Mr.
Not heard this.
Chris Matthews. Listen.
I just want to know what the turning point in your life, what brought you to Jesus, Arnold? What changed you?
Well, you don't have to make fun of that transition, because it's affected my life and probably yours too.
Absolutely,
so
it has.
You don't have
I'm
to
a
make fun of
completely
Jesus.
different man.
I mean, I don't like that, but I seriously don't like that. But I think you're right about the main point you're making.
Right.
A bit sarcastically, which is you have to hit bottom, and I truly believe you got to decide that this isn't working before you try something better. Anyway, we'll be right back. This guy's a great guy, Glenn Beck. When I come to work really late, I listen to the guy coming into work tonight, Glenn Beck from working out of Philadelphia, the author of The Real America.
Okay, so did you hear what he said? Don't make fun of Jesus.
You said, like, who's coming to, it was like a come to Jesus moment reference, right?
Come to Jesus.
You know, come to, what's his moment that just turned him to Jesus? That big moment in your life that turns your life around. Phrase that many people use. Chris Matthews so offended that you would bring it up flippantly, he stops the interview to criticize you for referencing Jesus like that.
I don't think you needed to say that sarcastically like that.
That transition means a lot to me. I mean, who is this guy? Now it's like, these damn Christians with their mystical beliefs. Bastards.